saying about how technology has made it so where folks have a gap, have a bridge to one another that wouldn't normally have met, like in real life in society. And I mean, because that is a draw to the manosphere and the red pill. Trust me,
Mhm.
I never. Well, I'm not gonna say. I will say this. I never would have met Myron Gaines were it not for YouTube. I mean, even all the time I spend in Miami and all the people I know in Miami, he doesn't go out like
Mhm.
that. I never would have met him. Fresh probably would have bumped into him, but I doubt if I would have said anything to him because Fresh goes into certain clubs that I don't
Mhm.
really, I probably wouldn't be in there. So
Right.
because of technology, that's why we are cool. And there's a lot of people I have met through the red pill community, through the Mano Swamp, as Rich Cooper calls it,
Right.
that I never would have met were it not for the platform. So we're gonna drop that down. So my thing is because in that video it goes on to talk about how it's the basically they're trying to make the argument that the manosphere, the red pill world, is a breeding ground for these extremists. They
Mhm.
join these organizations. No, and I think Shushu agrees with me. It's a breeding ground for the weirdo incel dudes who ain't getting none and then they go out and do something stupid. I can see that, and that's not even a large percentage. It's still single low
If we're
percentage.
being honest, and I think you may have touched on it, a little earlier, like every group has their extremists.
Yep.
Like the reason why, part of the reason why feminism today is getting such a bad rap is because of the extremists in the feminist feminist group that
Right.
get out here doing all this crazy stuff. Like, come on, like what are you doing? Like, what are you
Why is
doing?
she naked in the street? What's wrong with her? With
Right.
purple
And,
hair? The
and for
hell?
me, I don't understand that because if you talk about men who are chauvinists and all this other stuff, and they just look at women as like these little sex toys, what how is showing your breast to them or walking out naked going to be offensive to them? What message are you sending other than I'm a sex toy? Like, how, where is the logic in that? I just never understood that. Like, certain things I just it's the extremists, the ones who like just take things just way out of proportion that get the most attention, which in turn give the group a bad rap.
Facts. Facts. And you know what's funny? How you gonna go out there and show them the very thing they can't get? How does this make sense? Somebody explain this math to me.
Teasing. Ha ha ha. Come on, come on.
Butt booty ass naked. Boom. There go the cooler cat right there. Can't get this. You can't get this. What are y'all, 8?
That is horrible. That is horrible.
Nah. You can't get this. You right. I can't get it. Pow, 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 pow.
Oh my god! Like, yeah, no.
People, let's look at this. Don't do that. Put on more clothes. You know what I mean? Cover yourself
Right,
up. Don't drive them crazy. Oh my goodness.
right.
Miss Globe Girl, she's like, today women don't need the common man to back them. Just stay out of the way. In fact, there's a lot of that out there. There's a lot of that out there, and I ain't mad. I am
Yeah.
not mad. And look, this, like I said, this is my people right here. She's like, DL, you're my favorite RP defender and passport bro.
Exactly.
Exactly. You ain't have to put that on there. I ain't no passport, bro. You know what I'm saying? I
No.
ain't no passport, bro. See, she be I love you, but I'm gonna stick this knife right in your side. Not all the way, because I like you. I'm just gonna put a
Right,
little
right,
bit in
right.
there. Make sure you don't bleed out. I'm gonna make sure, but you're gonna bleed. You're gonna bleed.
Okay. Just a little bit. You gonna bleed a little bit there.
That's why she's my favorite sailor. I am not, listen, these passport dudes, they don't have no game. If they would listen to Uncle Saint, they wouldn't have to go to Thailand. All right. They could go to Miami, they could go to Texas, they could go to Walla Walla, they could go to Michigan. If they listen to me, I'm gonna put you on some game and you'll be all right. You know what I mean? You'll be all right. So a lot of people give Fresh and Fit a lot of heat, right? So I think it's fair to say, and in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's fair to say that Fresh and Fit, Myron in particular, is the flagship of the manosphere, the red pill right now. The platform is going crazy, is doing crazy numbers. These dudes are celebrities worldwide, and I'm not joking. I go
Mhm.
or wherever they go, people know them here in the States and abroad. And they handle that pretty good. I gotta give them to them. They handle it pretty good. These are my guys. They're cool dudes. I know them in real life, not just what you see on camera. But a lot of people, not a lot, I would say half of the folks who know about them can't stand them dudes, and the other half love these dudes, right? So they were on How to Beast Talks, which is How to Beast is another real big YouTuber, and they were, he was interviewing Myron and Fresh. This was in Miami, and Myron and Fresh was talking about what they're trying to do with the red pill. So I definitely want to put that on there so you guys can hear it. Brother Cody is active in the chat. No, women don't know how to manipulate you.
Wait a minute. Hold on now, Cody. I never said women don't know how to. I just said I wouldn't necessarily say it's called manipulating. Okay. That's all.
So we're just gonna continue.
That's how you feel. That's how you feel, GM.
Huh?
That's how you feel.
What was that? Huh? What's going on? I don't. What? Just what? Is there a booger in my nose?
Listen. Me and my brother had a show last night about free will. You know what I mean? And yes, we have free will, especially freedom of choice. And y'all got the choice whether or not to fall for that or not. And you choose to. So that's on you. Okay.
I'm with you 100%. I love game. Life is a game. You fall for it, it's on you. If you win, you win. You lose. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I got G Hammer in the house, man. Got what's up, Knight? I see you, baby. I see you. So let's get into it. So How the Beast was asking Myron and Fresh about their thoughts on why they do what they do and what's the reason behind it. And this is one of the reasons why I really do rock with these guys right here, right? So we're gonna listen to this and just check this out, y'all.
You're fat POS, you're a loser. What the hell are you doing with your life? Why are you watching porn every day? So we tell
man, I had this thing set and then it moved on its own, y'all. My bad. So let's go. We'll go right here.
Hit national news coverage plenty of times for different stuff. Yeah. Whether it's don't date single moms at recreational use only, or we don't dabble in the dark, punish bad behavior. Like so many of our stuff is like hit like mainstream media and news, and they look at it like, oh my god, toxic masculinity. It's like whatever, bro. It is what it is. Like we're speaking for the guys that don't really have a voice, because we live in a world nowadays where the female way of thinking is the right way of thinking, making jokes, saying things that are politically incorrect. Oh, you're evil and you're demonized. So it is what it is. And I think we're one of the last few creators on YouTube that say what we want to say, and we're not really too scared of cancel culture.
What do you say to people who say Fresh and Fit hate women?
Well, in order for that to be true,
that's only on Wednesdays.
Yeah, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a Wednesday right now.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was Fridays, bro.
Yeah, that too. Well, it depends.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The point is that like, if we really hate a woman that much, why bring them on the show? One, and then two, why even date them? It's like, I get the avatar of speaking the truth hurts people's feelings, but like ultimately speaking, bro, we're here to enjoy life and we understand women to a better level. So like, once again, that whole dynamic of dating women, we know the game, so it's more fun.
Yeah, we understand them. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, we teach guys this stuff so that they don't hate women for what they'll never be.
Exactly.
Hey, this is how women are. They're hypergamous. They're going to go with the best option. They're very selfish in their mating practices, etc. Women don't owe you any type of loyalty. Just understand that's how they move, and don't hate them for it. But the problem is that guys use a male lens to assess female nature. Oh, well, I did this for you. I did that for you, etc. And what people don't realize is like there's no scoreboard with women, and like you're only as good as the value that you have right here, right now. Not what you did for her last year, not what you did for her last month, not all those times where you helped her out when she needed you. That doesn't matter. It's about what are you providing right here, right now. And once we tell guys this uncomfortable truth, a lot of guys go through red pill rage. They get angry. They hate women. This is so fucked up, blah, blah, blah. But I'd rather them go through that rage for a small period of time, right? And then eventually learn to understand and accept them versus going through with the wool over their eyes. Like, oh yeah, all girls are sugar and spice and everything nice. And then they get finessed even more. Because it's better to know upfront and learn how to, how do I say this? How to deal with it versus not knowing and then holding this resentment forever. Like you find out when you're 40, oh, what the hell is going on? And then you feel like you've been lied to your entire life.
Yeah, I think you need to be aware.
So right there, Shu, that pretty much sums up why I rock with these guys. And again, I know him in real life. We all amp it up for the camera. Anybody who meet me in real life and think we are as silly as Shushu and I are acting right now in real life, nah, I don't be. I mean, no, we don't do. You know what I'm saying? We're amping it up just a little bit. We're normal folks too, but they amp it up for the camera. Why? Because it made them millions. We could start there, right? But I do appreciate their message. You heard what they said. What are your thoughts on what they were saying?
I hear what they're saying. And there are a lot of platforms, a lot of different businesses that start with good intentions initially, but what they go on to evolve into ends up being something else. I think that when they started their podcast, maybe they did have good intentions in mind. Because at the same time, like I said, I don't know them personally. Like, what I'm saying, to make a judgment about them. But and from my understanding, they do have content where like they give like investing tips, like financial tips and stuff like that too.
Yeah, so they do two shows. Well, when they first started, they were on the air every single day. So now it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They do 2 shows per day. Their early shows, or the shows when they talk about finance, fitness,
right? Yeah,
being socially calibrated, how to talk to women, how to womanize, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff. Those are the early shows. And then the late shows are always the ones with the women, like the train wreck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if we just being real, and I'm speaking from a person who just has an entertainment background in entertainment. I could say with the videos where they're trying to get advice and stuff like that to guys, that's cool, and I think that's a great thing. But if we really being real, what they really blew up at, and the content that really gets the most numbers is the ones where they have all these women on here who have no real interest in trying to be like a woman, like
a well-rounded woman, a woman,
a well-rounded woman. Because I ain't trying to demean nobody either, because they are who they are. You know what I mean?
Them 304s we need to list them all.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. So, but at the same time, like, they have no knowledge of or interest in any of these facts in terms of politics and all this other stuff. All they care about is like superficial things. So you bring these kind of women on the show and you try and have this kind of conversation with women who have no knowledge or interest in this. And so, yeah, it's going to look like, what? But don't you think, okay, you know what I'm saying? What else do you expect out of them? They have no knowledge of what you're talking about. And in that instance, it's an unfair, it's not even an argument, a discussion, or debate, because you're trying to have a discussion with someone who has nothing to give you back. They have no knowledge or interest in it. So there is no debate. There's no discussion. So yes, it looks like you are winning an argument, and you're not, because it's at the end of the day, it's not an argument. And this is where, when the women get frustrated or they act like they started to tone out or zone out or something like that, Myron gets upset and he turns into, oh, well, you can get the F out. Well, you know what I mean? And the red pill dudes go crazy over that, because they wish that they were that kind of dude who had, who could tell a chick to get up and get out and because of the vitriol that they have in them over women not giving them some. You know what I'm saying?
What it boils back to. So
basically,
I'm with you. Like you said, the early shows, which are the shows that I watch, the early shows, they're starting to delve into more political stuff too, which is, something new for them. They've been out of politics for the most part, but now they're starting to venture into that. It is what it is. The late shows, absolutely. Early on, we go back a year and a half, 2 years ago, I would watch the late night shows, the after hour shows, because they would have women that they knew personally that came on the show, and the conversations were similar to the conversations you and I are having, right? But when they began to source more women, because like you said, that's where the views were. This is what the weirdos wanted to see, right? It was the rah-rah, yeah, Frank Castle. that was driving them, and then that was driving the money, and they were, you know, they're sourcing from social media. So it's these women are asking to be on the show, right? So, and then like you said, they have. We were talking about helmets earlier, like bro. Now when they do that after hours, they should be handing out helmets as people walk in. Here's a helmet for you, helmet for you. You know what I mean? Helmet with a pad for you.
But
You know,
see,
you special.
here's the thing: a smart businesswoman, like really, a lot of them women really just wanted to be on there because they have so many people tuning in, views.
Oh, they getting the money.
They just want to be famous.
It goes right
But
to their
like,
It's not even fame. It goes right to their funnel.
No. But listen. But that's what it was like for the ones who are OnlyFans or who have an OnlyFans account. Like once that started catching on, like she made how much? Oh, hey. So when next time you're having a show, I'll be on there. You know, like
there was a woman on there. This woman I didn't even think was attractive. She had every upgrade that you could get to a human body.
Oh, I know you talk about. Yeah.
Oh my God, horrible. And
gosh, her boobs done. She had a BBL. She had the big lips. All that stuff.
So you saw the same thing, right? So, and that was a friend of Michael Sertain. We got one of his videos lined up here too, because I also wanted. It kind of goes to, you know, there are guys out there within the red pill space or even red pill adjacent who are actually trying to help, right? So. Fresh and Fit, like you said, yeah, there is. You see the element. It's like you said, maybe they did start to help, but they're making their money off of something that some people could say, well, this isn't helpful. It isn't helpful to some folks, but it's very helpful to others. So this woman was on the platform. I didn't think she was attractive at all. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't watch the show live. I watched the clips. Somebody did a clip.
Right. Yeah, I saw clips.
Yeah. So Michael Sertain told her, like, take a screenshot of your OF account right now. Before the show starts, and they did it, you know, and then tell me what it is after the show. And she made, for sitting on that platform for 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever it was, she made $124,000.
Yep.
The very dudes who was talking all this stuff, saying all this stuff to her, was at the same time pulling out their phone, OnlyFans, getting their oil, lube, and everything else, to get ready to have her play with herself with something so they could sending her mass money. And so, and that's, again, it goes back to what you were saying at the top of this show. What do they really want? Right. And go ahead.
Hating on her and they mad at her because they really want to bang her. They really want to get with her.
And they can't.
And
they're so upset. Sister Rob was saying, if I was in my 20s now listening to Jacqueline Hyde, I wouldn't want to date. But the guys who listen to these dudes, there are some out there, there's a percentage of them that are really trying to figure it out. They're really looking for that last little boost to get them to the level where they're getting the woman that they want. The vast majority of those dudes, they'll never really get chicks without paying. They'll never really get chicks. They're listening to Fresh and Fit. They're watching the after hours, because those same dudes that watch the after hours and pay these quote unquote 304s all this money, they're not watching the credit episodes. They're not watching the fitness nutrition episodes. They're not watching the episodes that's going to, you know, the networking episode. They're not doing any of that. They're just tuning in, you know, here come the bimbos, and it makes them feel good. So, and those guys, that's why I use the term basement dweller. The majority of those guys are basement dwellers, and they're going to always be in the basement. But there are a lot of dudes out there who are really trying to get over and get out, you know what I mean, get over that last hump and get out there and become men. Become, you know, men who are earning, and they understand. Kind of like Myron said, the game ain't the same no more. You can't go out there with flowers to the front door and knocking all that kind of stuff. You'll be a fool if you take a woman out to the finest restaurant in town on the first date. You'll be an absolute idiot. Don't do it.
So you don't take me out to the finest restaurant, then don't call me ever again.
And that's fine. And we tell these
why did you call me in the first place if this is what you was gonna do, boo? Okay. Appreciate you.
But we tell dudes, like, listen, but if you're really into a dude, real talk, if you're really into a dude and he's like, hey, let's go out, let's go get a coffee, I know this nice little bodega, or let's go out and get some ice cream, and you're really interested into the dude, you cool with that, right? It's not to say he can't never take you nowhere nice,
right?
But why do it on the first date?
I don't know. I wouldn't say my first date wouldn't be no coffee date, because like
the first day is a coffee date or ice cream date, or we're gonna get a salad somewhere. It's not, the first date is not fig and olive. The first date is
You
not
gotta figure
no date.
out. Nah, it don't have to be